Come on, 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 come on. Please, 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 oh yeah, like I please you. I guess you're just what I needed. Just what I needed. I needed someone to feed. I guess you're just what I needed. Just what I needed. I needed someone to bleed. Good girls don't. Good girls don't. I should be telling you, good girls don't. But I do. 'Cause you need to get back in the arms of a good friend. And I need to get back in the arms of a girlfriend. Stacy's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I've waited for so long. Stacy, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's.
All right, another band that is in the grungy category, similarly with Material Issue. This came out October 92. This is Sloan. This is Smeared. I freaking love this album. This is my favorite album from Sloan. It's the first album that I heard from them. I got on board right away. I think I had this either on cassette or CD when it came out, and I loved it then. I love it now. I got really lucky to find this at a pretty decent price on eBay. This is a harder album to find on vinyl at a good price, like around $100 or so. I got it less than that. I think I got it for like $60 or so. And I thought that was a really good deal. And hopefully this gets reissued because this album is excellent. They've been reissuing quite a few of their later discography. And again, these guys are more of the alternative power pop. They're not, they're definitely Beatles influenced, maybe Raspberries influenced as well. They have a song on here called Raspberry, which I don't think is an accident. I just can't imagine that that's an accident. It could be a coincidence, but I just doubt it with the music that they're playing and their influences. I think they're wearing it on their sleeves and in their song titles. I don't have any Raspberry albums. I'm not showing any because I think Raspberries only has some power pop songs and the rest of it is just kind of, I don't know, in a gray area for me. But Sloan is excellent. All their albums are really good and they're definitely power pop, but they're that 90s style of power pop, which is kind of grungy, but still, with the harmonies and a little bit of that Beatles influence.
She still likes you, you might get to call. She'll ask you why you stood and stared. You will be hearing from her, but that should scare you. If she still likes you, be prepared.
Here's another album, Letters to Cleo. This is the first band that I'm going to show with a female singer. This might be the only band with a female singer. Oh no, Primitives was also as a female singer, so that was the first one. This is the second album. This came out in 93, so we're still in the 90s. Power pop bands are still coming out. This has the hit single Here and Now, which was a really good song. Really, really great song, very catchy. And these guys have a song called Big Star. I mean, there's just no doubt what they were going for and what they were influenced by. I don't think naming a song, your first song on side one, Big Star, is an accident. I just can't imagine that that's just a coincidence. So I think they knew what they're doing. They know who they're influenced by again. And it's that 90s sound, thicker guitar. So it's the Beatles-esque stuff has kind of gone away a little bit, but you still have those melodic choruses. You still have a lot of the harmonies, and there's just really, really good songwriting too. This is one of my favorite albums of all time, honestly. It's probably in my top 20, top 30 or so. I just love this album. I can put it on and listen to the whole thing all the way through and just keep going. It's one of those albums where I can keep flipping it, I love it that much. Now, this is an album, again, part-time power pop, Weezer. These guys aren't always power pop, but they definitely are power pop sometimes. The Buddy Holly song is a power pop song. You know, it's short, it's sweet, it's got the harmonies, it's Beatle-esque, and it's got that great chorus that you can sing along to. So, you know, they were definitely influenced by that stuff. They know what they're doing. They know what they're influenced by. But, you know, they're also post grunge, you know, they're like, you know, they have a bit of a heavier sound, a bit of a thicker guitar on a lot of these songs. And they did write not power pop all the time, you know, like they do have songs on here that are just straight up rock, you know, really just pop rock or alternative rock or college rock songs, you know, that aren't directly influenced by power pop, but they do weave it in and out of that genre. Maybe like 30 to 50% of this album is power pop. So really good band, at least this first album. I haven't really listened to anything else besides this first album, honestly. And yeah, so I need to check out some of their other stuff to see how, you know, if they keep going with the same style. You know, I obviously heard this album when I was, you know, out of high school. You know, this came out in 94. So, you know, all these songs were on the radio and on MTV all the time. So I do know the songs, but I wasn't into Weezer at that time. I really didn't get into Weezer until I, you know, started really thinking about, you know, power pop in the 90s and what bands represented that. And Weezer kept coming up and I was like, that's, you know, let me try him out. And I was like, you know, I was just like, I didn't care about Weezer in the 90s, but this album is definitely good. It's definitely worth having, especially if you're a power pop fan. All right, now we get to the man, and that's Matthew Sweet, 100% Fun. You know, he had a couple albums out early days that weren't, you know, rock. They were more like pop music. And yeah, he doesn't really go with those albums. But this is Matthew Sweet. This is 100% Fun. This is pure power pop. It's 100% power pop. It's a great album. I got this. This is the expanded edition from Intervention Records, which has 7 extra tracks on a second LP. All great songs. Matthew Sweet, it's really, really hard for me to say that he writes any bad songs. You know, I mean, some of his later stuff is not, it's definitely not as good as this early stuff, you know, but he's still plugging away and he's still putting out solid material. It's just solid material. You know, it's not the best, but it's still very, very solid. And I will continue to buy pretty much every album that he puts out. And this is just great harmonies. You know, he harmonizes with himself, you know, multi-layer vocals. Almost every song has a great hook and just great, great, great stuff here. 100% power pop here. And here's another album that came out in the 90s. And this band is a band that I don't see a lot of people talk about when they talk about power pop. And mostly it's because they're from Japan. And this is a band called Puffy. If you hear about them in the US, they're Amiyumi Puffy or Puffy Amiyumi, because they had to change their name because of Puff Daddy being Puffy, which I think that's kind of silly. I don't think people are confusing these two bands, but you know, copyright is what it is. So when they came to the US, they had to change their name to Puffy Amiyumi when they released their album, but this album is just Puffy. And this is Jet LP. It actually was Jet CD when it first came out, but since it's on LP, they changed it to Jet LP. And this is the first time on vinyl, I believe. So this is an excellent, excellent album. This album, a lot of these songs were co-written by the singer, I think it was the singer or the main songwriter of Jellyfish, who, you know, got together with the other member of the band here who wrote all the songs as well for Puffy, for Ami and Yumi. And this is just very Beatles-esque, very, you know, the harmonizing vocals, they will melt your ears. You'll just be like, it will just be dripping. Like, it'll be like, I can't believe what I'm listening to. It's so sugary sweet. Your teeth are going to fall out when you listen to this album. It's that good. This album is a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10, a 100% Jet LP. definitely pick up this album. They even got the Rickenbackers, so they know what they're doing. They are 100% power pop approved, using the right gear and everything. And some of the songs sound like Beatles songs. I mean, they really do sound like Beatles songs sung with dual female vocals. They harmonize with each other, and they do great work here for singing. And these songs are just so catchy. I just love it. Even though they're in Japanese and you can't understand pretty much anything they say, they throw in English words here and there, but 99% of it's in Japanese. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The choruses are just so sweet and they are so good. It's almost bubblegum pop if it wasn't written way better than that. Excellent album. Definitely pick up this album if you can. If you want power pop and you want great harmonies. This album came out in 2001, so we're getting into the 2000s now, and this is Ash. This is Free All Angels. This is more of like a pop punk band, like they definitely have that. They're a little bit heavier. They're a little bit more punkish, but they're kind of like more alternative as well. But I still think because of the choruses and the influences, I really think that these guys are doing power pop, and, at least the 2000s version of power pop. Like they are writing pop songs, with great choruses, great harmonies, some Beatles influence, not a lot, but it just has that sound to me. And, sometimes you just know it when you hear it, and yes, I would not argue that these bands don't fit 100% into power pop, or at least what people would consider to be power pop, but I think it fits enough, and I really do believe that, especially this album, how catchy all the songs are and just how well written they are, that this is definitely a power pop album in my opinion. Maybe a pop punk, power pop punk album, I don't know.
You've always been a thorn in the side, but to me, you're a shining light. You arrive in the night is alive, yeah, you are a shining light. Yeah, you light up my life. We made our connection, a born chemical reaction.
And this album came out in 2003. This is Fountains of Wayne. This is, was it Welcome Interstate Managers? This album has Stacy's mom on it, and Stacy's mom has the guitar intro that is ripped from Just What I Needed from the Cars. It's kind of an inverted riff of that original riff, and it's, you know, this even says, you know, for one of the vinyl debut of one of the greatest power pop albums of all time. That's, you know, it says it right there. So it has to be power pop, right? It definitely is. All the Fountains of Wayne albums are power pop. They dub themselves as power pop. You know, they know what they are. They know what they're influenced by. And this is just an excellent album. This is probably one of their best. But I like all their albums. And now we're getting into even more modern stuff. This is 2017. This is a band called Charlie Bliss. This is definitely, you know, alternative pop music, or not pop, but alternative rock pop music. But it definitely has that power pop feel to it. The choruses are incredibly catchy. Lots of harmonies. A little bit of Beatles influence here for sure. And just sugary sweet, you know, vocals by Ava Hendricks, whom I love. I think her vocals are excellent. I know that they're not for everybody, but I love her vocals, so don't talk shit about them because I love them. Charlie Bliss is great, very power poppy in my opinion, and incredibly melodic for all their songs. Really, really great stuff.
Smoke the last of the bad part. Listen in on your last thought. Will the river of life rise? Bury me in the bad box. Take me on a date. Take me anywhere. Was I insane? Purple in the face. Walking all the way. Oh my God. Burn me at the stake. Lay me anywhere. Was I insane? Purple in the face. Walking all the way. Oh my God. She's got her toe in the cornhole. Bleeding out.
And finally, these last two albums, these are albums that came out in 2023. These are albums that are taking the sound from 79 and just bringing it right into 2023. And this is a band called The Whiffs, and this is Scratch and Sniff. And this, you know, obviously taking the Hard Day's Night idea here for their cover. And yeah, excellent, excellent album. This is a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 100%. This album was in my top 10 of all time for 2023 non-metal releases. I love this album, and it's just really, really, really good. Very much like, you know, if you like The Beat, if you like 2020, if you like The Knack, if you like any of that stuff, The Whiffs are going to be like right there. They're right there with that stuff. Just as good. Really, really great.
You waste my time, you may hang it on the line, 'cause it's all you ever wanted to do, my baby, all you ever wanted to do. When you're in doubt, leaves me twisted inside out, 'cause it's all you ever wanted to do, my baby, all you ever wanted to do, my baby. All you ever wanted to do. Peace of mind, I guess I'll save it for another time, 'cause it shows losing control. Won't you tell me something I don't know? 'Cause it's
And another band that does the same thing is Uni Boys, and this is Buy This Now, which I think is kind of a play on #1 record from Big Star. It might be, it might not be, but that's what I think. So, but anyway, these guys are great as well. Another band that is just taking that 79 sound, 78, 79, 80, Romantics, you know, again, like I said, the Beat, you know, the Knack, and just bringing it right into 2023. Really fresh songs, really great stuff. Great harmonies, great choruses, jangly guitar, great stuff.
coming home, been working long, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do. With the lights down low, searching picture shows, I'll be waiting up for you. And yeah, I know you're tired, 'cause I'm tired too. There's only one thing left to do.
that's Power Pop in 30 albums, kind of like an intro. I hope you liked the video, and I hope this helps you find some bands. And if you are interested in the Power Pop genre, you may have some of these already, but maybe you were just like, oh, I didn't really know there was a lot of other bands that were like this stuff. And there's a ton. So yeah, if anybody has any suggestions for Power Pop bands that are really underground, unknown stuff, that's the stuff I'm looking for. You know, like the Straight Eight and stuff like that. Those were bands that I had no idea existed. And I was so happy to find that stuff because it's really, really, really good. All right, thanks for watching.